Welcome, guys, to the newest, best, freshest. It's not a podcast, is it? It's a podcast. It's more than a podcast.
Yeah.
It's a show. It's a community. It's a lifestyle. It is Sulia. Yes. It's your boy Zuu. I'm here with
Selwyn,
yeah.
and we're here to give you the best in
That's right.
sports.
That's right. Tell them. So yeah, today is what's the date? 12th of February, the day after the AFCON final. AFCON is over. So today we're just going to do a recap. We're going to talk about AFCON, talk about the ups, the downs, the funny parts, and also funny parts, everything. We're just going to do a quick recap. Of course, talk about Black Stars. Very disappointing Black Stars.
Favorite Black Stars.
Yeah. So yeah. So how was AFCON for you?
I think we've had the best AFCON ever in a long time. Maybe the one that we really enjoyed probably for all of us growing up would be CON 2008.
2008, yeah. But I feel like that's just because it was in Ghana. Yeah.
But all the ones that we've seen, so after CON 2008, there was Angola in 2010, then South Africa had it in 2012, 2013, then Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, 2015, 2017, 2019, Egypt, 2021, Cameroon, and then this one tops it all.
That's why you see this is minimum. But the facts, I think since 2008, for us as Ghanaians, I think this has been the most interesting. Let me say, I wouldn't say the best because we went home too early, but the most interesting AFCON we've had yet, and it was just happening next door, Ivory Coast.
Right.
In 6 stadiums. That one, I knew that fact. I've been in 6 stadiums across Ivory Coast in 5 cities. Yeah.
Right.
That's right. So Ivory Coast were the hosts, and eventually the hosts came out on top. Yeah.
Right. And well deserved. They played very well. If you look at how their tournament started in the group stage, they were actually kicked out. They sacked their coach in the middle of the tournament because they knew that they were out, but saved by being third place.
Saved by Richard Ofori. Richard Ofori, Ghana goalkeeper. Maybe he had a master plan.
Nah, that guy should never come back to the national team. Like, honestly,
I guess for context, for people who don't know, Ghana were leading. Was it Mozambique?
Yeah, Mozambique 2-0.
Yeah, in our third group game, we were set to be second in the group.
Second.
Yeah, and 89th minute.
Yes.
Wonderful keeper. Wonderful keeper who hasn't played it.
First, the captain handled the ball.
Yes. We were willing to give them a penalty. And our keeper said no. It's not enough to lose by 2-1. Let's make them draw. To win by 2-1, let's let them draw.
Hey God.
So he decided to touch the ball when he could have left it. Give them a corner and he scored from the corner.
His defenders were shouting that leave it.
Leave it. We said,
Jim.
Touch it. And he touched it.
And then he did this.
He
didn't touch it.
Hey, God. I think I actually didn't watch that match because after 2021, I watched the third game against Comoros. There you got a red card and everything. I left my house to go to Zen Garden to go and watch it. Paid money for drinks. And I said, no. Me. If I'm going to pay money to watch Black Stars again,
never again.
It's not me again. But then, when AFCON comes around, you get this patriotic feeling. And so here I was in 2023, our first game, watching Ghana and Cape Verde. Again, I bought drinks. I bought fried now. And again, we lost. So I said, nah. So that third game, I went to the cinema with Afi. And somebody went to watch a movie.
So you want to watch a movie?
I didn't watch a match because I knew what it was.
Honestly,
yeah, he did it for us.
Yeah,
So,
you made the right decision.
Yeah. So I guess we'll come back to Black Stars, talk more in depth about Black Stars in a bit. But let's just get into like the group stages and then the knockout stages and things. I feel like we don't have enough time to directly go through each of the groups one by one. So we'll just move straight to the round of 16 and talk about how each team got there. We've spoken about Ghana briefly. But yeah, Nigeria versus Cameroon, that was the first game in the round of 16. Nigeria won 2-0. Cameroon also were almost not there. I think if Ghana had won, Cameroon would have probably gone home. It wouldn't have been there.
But they were actually lucky. They were second. But then they had 4 points and
it would have been tough for them to move. But let's talk about Mr. Onana, Cameroon goalkeeper. who decided to come late because he wanted to play one last game for Mali.
And when he came late, he said he came in a private jet, so they should let him play. And Song said, no way.
Yeah, so he didn't play the first game.
Yes, and he was angry.
He came in the second game. They were just scoring.
A disaster.
he let him on 3 goals. No?
Yes, and Song said, no way.
Go and sit down.
He brought in his cousin.
And that guy is his cousin?
It's his cousin.
Yo, everything makes sense.
Yeah.
That's why he sacked me from the World Cup last year too.
Yes. Ondoa is his cousin.
Makes sense. I would do that too. So, and it's funny because it's like he let Onana play, because you know how African football is. If you don't, or even football in general, if you don't let somebody play, and the guy you brought, if he does yawa, they will come and blame you.
It's on you.
So he gave Onana a chance, and everybody saw that this guy is worse. So they brought Ondoa inside. Yeah, lovely. So Ondoa came in, obviously did a better job, but they were not able to beat Nigeria. Nigeria won that game, round of 16, and went through to face Angola, who beat Namibia 3-0. Namibia, surprise. I mean, we're all surprised to see them go through, make it through to the next stage, the round of 16.
Yeah, I think they showed certain glimpses. That goal from their striker, the Rasta guy, Mabululu. That was quite a beautiful goal. So that was the only cameo. Then, I mean, the next round, Nigeria kicked them out, but Angola showed something great. I mean, in the group stage, they won their group, a group of Burkina Faso, Mauritania, and Algeria.
Yeah, which is former, very recent champions
of
Africa.
Angola did very well to get into the round of 16 by year.
Yeah. And then Cape Verde and Mauritania were the next round of 16 game. Cape Verde, who I think surprised most people at this AFCON.
They did. They did
really well. I mean, when we were playing against them, Ghana, it was so hard. Honestly, if Cape Verde hadn't beaten Ghana in that first game, it would have been it would have been fair. Yeah, because they scored us like 4.
Oh, that game, they controlled the whole game.
Yeah, they were really. I think they're honestly one of the best teams at this AFCON. They played really good football. Really good football.
Played really good.
Yeah, so they saw off Mauritania, went through to the next round where they faced South Africa, who had beaten Morocco 2-0.
South Africa too shocked a lot of people.
Yeah,
for
South
them
Africa
to be third with, if you look at how they've been looking recently, they've not been able to qualify for World Cup, even at AFCON.
Ghana, we knocked them out of the World Cup. And they said we cheated. The referee was cheating. They said, who was it? Somebody dived. Amate dived. Yeah. Ghana.
And that's how we went to the World Cup.
That's how we go to the World Cup here, by beating South Africa. So, yeah, they beat Morocco, who were most people's favorites to win the whole thing. Morocco missed a penalty. At that point, it was 1-0. Hakimi missed a penalty. And then South Africa came through with that free kick at the end. And did the Ronaldo celeb. So, yeah, South Africa had an amazing tournament.
They did.
They had an amazing tournament. Cape Verde and South Africa played in the quarterfinals. And that was where Mr. Williams, I've forgotten his first name.
Rowan Williams.
Sorry, Mr. Rowan Williams. Saved 4 penalties. And I'm hearing that's the first time in any major competition that a keeper has saved 4 penalties. Wow. And then penalty shootout here. So that was a crazy stat.
But that penalty was crazy because he always went there. And even when
they were not bad penalties.
Yes, and even when a player switched the direction because he was getting it on his right side and he moved to the left, he went there too. That
was a crazy
that was his day,
performance. Yeah. And I mean, he was saying that the secret, because of course everybody would congratulate the goalkeeper for saving the thing, but he was like, it's not really him, that is the technical team. That he did a lot of research on the Cape Verde players. Because
I remember before the penalty shootouts, like you could hear him speak, and then he was talking to the coach, and the coach said something like left.
And he was and he was saying that the players would remind him. So if a South Africa player comes to take their penalty, he would remind him that this guy is next. So remember that his direction is this way, So it was a whole team effort. Even though he was the one catching the balls at the end of the day.
South Africa prepared for this tournament.
They were very ready. I'm jealous.
Anyway. And for them, before the tournament, they were told that the tournaments, the winner gets $7 million. So they were told that they are not getting any appearance fee. Like we got ours when we had a whole budget, and our budget was even more than what the winner. Yes.
So if you had one, we would have still been making a loss.
Yes, and so for them, they were told that say go and play the tournament. If you win, take that money.
Yeah.
And share.
Charlie. Anyway. So next round of 16 game, Mali Burkina Faso. Mali came.
That was a tough game.
Yeah, very very. But Burkina Faso were actually one of my dark horses for the
Yes.
tournament, and they were playing really well, especially in the group stage.
Yes. I like Burkina too.
Who did they play? They played Algeria, no, in the group stages. I think it was 2-2. Yeah, it was a really, really good game. Great goals.
Yes.
They had that diving header.
Yes.
And then
Burkina has a good squad. They have Alan Traore, Kabore, the guy at Luton.
Yeah, they have great players. They really played well this tournament.
Right.
And honestly, usually they show up at
Always.
AFCON. Yeah, they are very hard to beat.
Always.
So Mali did amazing beating them. In the next game, Senegal and Ivory Coast.
Another shocking game.
Crazy.
Because Senegal was most people's favorites.
Most people's favorites as well. Yeah. And I remember Senegal scored very early.
Very, very early. And you thought that was going to be like 3-0 or something.
Thought that it's over for these guys. And at that point, that was the first game after Ivory Coast had lost 4-0.
Yes.
So everybody had already given up on them.
You knew that Senegal was going to.
They sacked their coach. So Ivory Coast, they're Yawadi. But they were able to hold on. They equalized. It was almost at the end, right?
At the end, they got it.
Penalty, right? Yeah. And then took it to penalties. And they won. Yeah, so shout out to
I think
Ivory
that turned around the tournament for Ivory Coast. When they beat Senegal, then they felt something like, we can do this.
Yeah. And then the next one, Egypt and DR Congo. At that point, Salah had been injured.
Yes.
Back in Liverpool. Hoping that Egypt would make it to the end of the tournament so that he can come back. But unfortunately, the Congolese had other ideas.
Yeah. And the Congolese came with a very strong squad, They have players that were born in Belgium, some were born in England, a lot of them, they brought them back.
Yeah.
Kakuta, Wangonda, Visa.
Yeah.
They have big players in Premier League and all that. Yeah.
Exactly.
So the DRC had a good squad.
Very strong squad. They're able to blend the experience
Yes.
really well as well. So yeah, DRC came through against Egypt. Yeah, I feel like Egypt they kind of shine. Like,
Egypt wasn't good this tournament, to be honest. This Egypt squad is their worst ever.
It's like Salah, inshallah. Let's defend. Because they are really good defensive. I'll give them that.
Right, Hegazi.
Moving forward,
but they have some.
They have some good players, but it just doesn't
Mustafa
come together well, Yeah, and then next, the last round of 16 game was Equatorial Guinea and Guinea, and
the Battle of the Guineans.
This is the one where Zuu missed the penalty, and the coach, you know what I mean? The coach, he said, you literally could almost hear it. He said,
couldn't believe that. It's stuff that was one of the best memes in the tournament.
Funniest thing ever, man. Yeah, that was funny. So, yeah, Equatorial Guinea unfortunately went out. They were also really good in the group stage. They were in the same group with Nigeria and Ivory Coast. So they finished second in their group. And yeah, they went out to Guinea. So yeah, moving on to the quarterfinals. Moving through real quick. Nigeria and Angola, 1-0 to Nigeria. Nigeria were really on their one-goal projects.
Yep.
Yeah, they took out Angola. I was rooting for Angola because at this point, Nigerians were cooking Ghana. So I was not enjoying it. I was not having a great time as a fan of Ghana. But yeah, Nigeria went through. Second quarterfinal, Cape Verde and South Africa, which we spoke about, where they had the penalty shootouts. Williams made 4 saves. Mali, Ivory Coast. And this was a very, very interesting game.
Very, very interesting game. How it started, you thought Mali was going to. Mali started early. They scored 1-0, controlling the game. But Ivory Coast had other plans. And that's where Ivory Coast were building up for them. Because I think it was late in extra time. Like late in the game.
They had a red card, if you remember.
Yes.
At that point, they were already 1-0 down.
They got a red card in the first half.
Yeah. And they were already 1-0 down.
1-0 down. You thought it was over. The second half, they were literally playing in their home half.
Yeah.
There was so much pressure on them, but they soaked it in. Mali couldn't break them down. And then it came.
Yeah, they managed to equalize.
I don't remember.
Towards the end of 90 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, almost at the end. And then they went through to extra time.
And the Akite.
And then last hour was like 120th minute.
There was a shot played and then
there
was a shot and then he just flicked the ball through his legs, went in, and then he had a yellow card, took his shirt off. His teammate was trying to hold his jersey that please.
No, the shirt has to come off.
I'm sorry, bro. And ref said, okay.
Yellow card.
Second yellow, you're off.
Yeah. But it is what it is, Charlie. Like when the vibes take over,
he couldn't. He forgot himself, Charlie.
You just have to. So yeah, the last quarterfinal, DR Congo and Guinea. I remember Guinea. I watched this game. Who scored first? Congo scored first. No, Guinea scored first.